Tonight on the Mac to the Future Livecast, to go along with all the fancy new stuff that Apple just released or will release soon, there's a multitude of updates for nearly all of your Apple devices. Except for maybe that old Performa 410. You got to just let it go, man. That's tonight, right here on the Mac to the Future Livecast. Go. And hello, everyone. It is so nice to see you all here tonight. As we have our self quarantine and our isolating at home, and my other monitor is falling to pieces right as I speak. So I have to keep an eye on that, or it's going to make a loud noise. I am joined. It has nothing to do with anything. I'm joined tonight by the usual crowd. Both Dave and Warren are here. We're going to start with Warren because I think Warren's having some odd mic issues. Yes, he is. Hello, Warren. Is that like it's like an extension of your nose? I think is what that is, Warren.
I'm
okay.
Trying to figure out proper microphone placement as we speak.
Well, there is a skill. There's a skill to that.
Well, I only have the one guy, so there you
The
go.
one skill or the one microphone?
The one microphone.
Oh, okay.
How's this?
Okay.
Is this good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, move it a little more to the left. I think. No, other left, the right. More right. There. That should be good.
Right there.
Okay. I'm happy. All right. We're going to go over to Dave. Hello, Dave. How are you, sir?
I am isolated as well. Shelter in place. Haven't left this house and I can't remember when. And doing well. And was looking forward to talking a lot about all the new Apple stuff that's out there and the new updates and all that other stuff. And yeah, just having fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time tonight. And like most weeks, I'm trying something a little bit different with comments, but like most weeks, it's just not working the way I thought it was going to. Whoop. Here we go.
Yep.
Got one from Warren.
Marcus.
Hello. I meant Marcus. Why did I say
That's
Warren?
not Warren.
He's got two turntables and a microphone.
Yeah.
He does.
So instead of basically what I've done now is instead of having all the comments scroll off to one side, I'm going to just select them as they come up and bring them up so everyone can see them. And for whatever reason, they're still showing up on that one side. So we will turn that off again and hopefully it will stop.
You got two places now.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do this, you know what? I'll delete that as a layer and then it won't happen at all. There.
All right.
Or we could just
I
let
showed
them go.
that layer.
We can
Okay.
Let it go. Leave the comments on both sides.
I watched Frozen 2. That's
Good.
available on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
And it didn't suck.
Yeah, it's on the list.
did.
I heard it wasn't as good though.
Honestly, in some ways, and I know, we're not the Disney show. But
we might be.
in some ways I enjoyed it more than the first one. There were, the problem with sequels is the sequels assume that everyone has already seen the one that came before it. And that's not always the way it works. So they skip on a lot of exposition that might be necessary in order for people to understand what's going on in the story. So yeah, that was my main problem with it, but I enjoyed it. And considering that they brought it out a couple of weeks or a couple of months before time, well, you know what? That's good. That's a good thing.
I saw Amazing Stories, the three of them.
I haven't
TV.
watched that yet. I have to go
Yeah.
back into
Not so amazing, I'll be honest with you.
not so amazing. Okay.
No, yeah. They weren't that great. I mean, honestly, I was more excited about it, and I thought they could have done a lot better with with it. So it's only 3 episodes in, so we'll see how it goes.
That's kind of how I felt about the morning show, but I don't want to go there right now. Let's get into quick takes. Okay, according to some, the iPhone.
Hold on. Dave looks awfully frozen to me.
Are you frozen, Dave? Did we lose Dave?
He's gone.
Oh, Dave. Dave's not here.
Dave's not here, man.
Dude, what happened? Now we can hear you, but your screen is still frozen.
Your screen's frozen. We could just pretend you're talking.
Yeah. But now we can't hear him again. But we have to move on. Come on, Dave. Fix your stuff.
I think his internet has a corona.
Could be. He could have the COVIDs there on his internets.
The COVID-20s.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
all right, gonna move on while we're waiting for Dave to come back. iPhone 12 delay, Warren, could be months. Supply chain issues related to COVID-19, which is no surprise, as Apple engineers have found it to be nearly impossible to confer with Asian suppliers. So this is going to be like the first time in God knows how many years that the new iPhone isn't going to be released in the September, or at least announced in the September-October timeframe. And it's not a surprise. I mean, they're down probably 2-3 months at this point.
Hold on. This is just a rumor. So let's not say it's definitely happening. So,
right. It is just a rumor, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it's possible. I think Apple will probably acknowledge it within the next month or so, if that's the case, but it's just a rumor. So I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's happened yet, because it definitely hasn't happened yet.
No, it hasn't, but it could, and it would make sense that if it does. Apple is donating millions of N95 masks all over the world. Basically, by law, they were required to stockpile a large number of those masks, and I guess under a special dispensation, they're going ahead and pushing them all out to the areas that need it. Something like 10 million in the United States and millions more over in the EU.
It was with the firefighters or forest fires. Basically, they had to provide these masks to the people working. Oh, there's Dave. Welcome back, Dave.
He's back.
He's back.
Maybe.
Well, he's nodding.
Can he talk?
He's nodding his head.
Hi.
Yes, he can talk. Okay, good. Had to make sure. Yeah, had to make sure.
It was the forest fires. They had the mask from that, so that's what they're giving them from.
Okay. Damon Thornton says he's staying at home and stay safe, and that Dave was gone but not forgotten. Are we still not live? He's saying that we're not. I don't know. Okay, I guess we're okay. As far as I know, we're okay.
Yeah, we're live.
I see stuff.
Okay, see stuff. We see stuff. And the last quick take is WWDC going virtual, which is not a surprise, I think, to anyone, all things considered. Frankly, the only surprising part was that it took Apple so long to say anything about it.
Agreed.
It's like, you guys talk now. There you go.
Yeah. It's going to be the virtual event of July.
The part that cracked me up was when the AltConf also said, yeah, they canceled. It's like, well, of course you canceled. You can't have an AltConf without a conf.
Right.
All right.
You can.
Well, but it'd be really stupid. But yeah, you could.
They could rename it PryConf.
AFConf. Okay, main stories, all kinds of updates to all kinds of operating systems. The Mac OS has moved up to 10.15.4. Some of the main features: screen time communication limits, similar to what the iPhone put with limits on kids, and who they can contact through FaceTime, phone messages, and iCloud contacts. I hadn't heard anything about this next one, a head pointer accessibility option that allows the mouse cursor to be controlled with head movements using the Mac's camera. Does that only work with the internal camera, or will that work with, like, would it work with my, what the heck is this, Logitech?
Logitech.
Any
I hadn't even heard of this.
I didn't know about that. I know they once demoed something that was not with the camera, but there's a thing. If it's basically for people who can't use their arms and they have a thing on their head, and they could go like that to kind of move the cursor around with their head. But usually it's a device that they have on their, that they strap on.
So maybe they've gone ahead and.
Oh shit, we're screwed.
No, it's just. You have a critical role to play in stopping the spread of COVID-19 in DC, effective at 10 p.m. And I just lost it. Where'd it go? Oh, God, we're all going to die. Effective at 10 p.m. tonight, Wednesday, March 25th, the District of Columbia will close all non-essential businesses through Friday, April 24th. We are depending on you. Be a good neighbor. Stay home.
That's a month.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay.
I thought it was an Amber. Alert. Then I realized that's pretty dumb because they'll be the
Who's
only car on
driving?
the road.
Yeah. It's like,
oh, there they are, the only car on the road driving away.
So I was coming home from work today. I had to go in and do some stuff. And typically when I go over this one bridge, I can see I-95 and 95 South is always jammed, except for the last couple of weeks when there's been like almost no traffic at all. But today I passed it by and did a double take because there was actually enough traffic to have the cars stop.
Probably, my friend lives in Virginia too, and he told me that message you got, they announced it earlier today or at some point. So probably people are realizing whatever crap they need to get done, they better do it. So that's probably why you saw the traffic.
Okay. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Why not use the civil defense?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Next up, real-time lyrics are included for Apple Music. Real-time lyrics allows lyrics for a song to scroll by in real time. Imagine that.
Already had it on the iPhone.
Yep.
All right. Well, now it's out for the Mac.
Spotify got it today, I think, too.
iCloud folder sharing from the Finder. Controls to limit access only to people you explicitly invite or grant access to anyone with a folder link. Permissions to choose who can make changes and upload files and who can only view and download files. So this is something that has been sorely missed in iCloud for a very, very long time. Almost every single other cloud service that allows for uploading and downloading files has had this. So, have you guys ever run into something when you were trying to use iCloud and this was a limitation that kind of screwed what you were doing?
Nope.
No, not really. It's just, I think more so it's going to be ease of use because a lot of people who use iCloud now are going to be able to share it very easily just by sharing a folder, just like they do with Dropbox or OneDrive or Google Drive. I mean, it's just, it was a long time coming. We'll talk about in iOS too. That's even bigger because you couldn't even do that in iOS. So, which
is what iCloud was really for in the first place.
Right.
New universal purchase option for macOS and iOS apps. This will allow Apple device users to purchase one app that works across multiple platforms. This will be a continuing theme as we go through these.
This will definitely be interesting to see where the apps go for cross-platform, Mac OS and iOS, or iPad OS for that matter. A good example is PDF Expert, from Readle. They have their app across all the platforms. Mm-hmm. Now it can be universal, and they can code it in such a way where it stays pretty consistent across the board. So and price it the same too. They can price it. It's a 3-pack. I mean, they're already giving you the iOS and the iPad OS version as one. Why not the Mac OS one too?
Yeah. Okay. Safari option to import Chrome passwords into your iCloud keychain for easy autofill of your passwords in Safari and across all your devices. HDR playback support on compatible computers for Netflix content. I don't know how to feel about this.
I mean, I've been using Chrome and Firefox for a while. I've kind of abandoned Safari, honestly. I mean, it just hasn't been as good as it had been. So, I mean, I guess it's nice if you want that to be imported over. Interesting that they would do passwords, because generally that's not very secure. Honestly, it's not very secure at all. I prefer not to use browser password storage. That's why I use one.
I don't. 1Password. Yeah.
1Password is the way to go. So.
Yep.
I mean, although, you got the iCloud keychain that also saves the passwords in iCloud on iOS, as well as Mac OS. So you could I use both, and I know they're encrypted, so I'm not worried about that piece. But the browser, I'm not a fan.
What about you, Warren?
It doesn't bother me. If I'm trying to fill something out and I need a password, and whatever browser pops it in, I say bonus. I don't have to remember what that is. So right now I don't care.
Okay.
But Safari also, it's not in the notes, but they also added, they prevent cross-cookie contamination is what they're doing, basically, is a cross-cookie allowing. So basically they're saying before this, if you had a cookie stored for one website, there was some kind of weird way where that website could get info from that cookie to the other website, and they stopped that happening, which is probably a good thing too. So that's another thing that they put in there after the release notes. All about the cookies. It's all about the cookies.
Yeah, and you get warnings on every website you go to now. Do you want to accept these cookies? And there's a whole thing with the European Union forcing every site to do that. So,
GDPR.
Okay. App Store with Apple Arcade universal purchase of a participating app across the iPhone, iPod Touch, iPad, Mac, and Apple TV. Continue playing Apple Arcade games on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Mac, and Apple TV. So basically start a game on one device and continue to play it on another. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing most of the arcade games with this controller, this controller, and right here on my Mac. I've tried it a couple times on the Apple TV, and it's just kind of clunky, hard to get set up. And I've got a limited number of games that I play on the iPad and iPhone, and so far it doesn't really include that many Apple Arcade games.
So Dave and I both had Apple Arcade and we got rid of it. But honestly, with the quarantine, I've been actually considering signing back up, because why not?
Yeah,
got all the time to play in the world. So
give them a try.
I have to work.
Yeah, but you're working from home and it's different. It's not that bad. So
now, one weird thing about Apple Arcade on the Mac, when you go to play a game, it fills the entire screen. It takes over the entire screen. So unless you have two screens, if you're working from home, you can't just have it like in a little window someplace and still keep an eye on everything else that's going on. As I discovered accidentally when I accidentally started a game while I was working. Yeah. Okay. Pro Display XDR. Does that mean anything to either one of you?
Yeah, that's the new $5,000 display. That's
the overpriced monitor, yeah.
Okay, well, good. Then I'm glad we don't have to worry about that. We already talked about accessibility, and repeat after me, this update will include bug fixes and other improvements. Okay, moving on to iOS 13.4. Mail addresses a much complained about layout feature, moving the reply icon away from delete, and is now including the compose and flag icons. I heard a lot of people complain about that, but it never really bothered me.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm glad they did that. I mean, I showed it to my wife, and she's like, "Oh, I like the old layout better," because some people might complain. In fact, I'm just going here looking at here. Some people might go and complain that Oh yeah, the trash can is too close to the bottom left, and I might hit it too easily. Or the files folder is there too. But you know what? I like it because now if I want to delete something, I just tap it. It just goes right into delete right away as I'm reading.
Right.
And it's a lot quicker.
Big surprise! iCloud folder sharing is in there now.
Huge.
New emojis because new emojis.
There's.
Support for universal purchase, support of participating apps, and that's from the Department of Redundancy Department. Better support for third-party calling and navigation apps in CarPlay, along with Shazam location request actions. So a lot of the stuff that pops up on your CarPlay screen that has in the past been pretty much limited to just Apple applications will now be also allowed for other third-party applications. Now, this is one I hadn't heard about. Data saver options to reduce bandwidth for video. So you can request a lower quality video, and it won't exceed 600 megs, I think, in order to not use this. Because, I mean, most of these movies these days, especially... you're getting them from movies from Apple and all the rest of it. They're like gigabytes worth of movies. So this apparently is a way to reduce that a little bit. And Dave, would you tell us what that last one says?
Oh my God, I pulled them out and lost my notes here. The last one says, this update also includes bug fixes and other improvements.
Of course it does. There was a bunch of stuff that I didn't really think was all that relevant for improvements in iPad 13.4. But the big one, of course, is mouse and trackpad support. The all-new cursor design highlights app icons on the home screen and dock, and buttons and controls in app. Magic Keyboard for iPad support on iPad Pro 12.9, third generation or later, so not mine. iPad Pro 11-inch, first generation or later. Magic Mouse 2, Magic Trackpad 2, third-party Bluetooth and USB mouse support. I'm finally going to use, I don't have it here, the Magic Mouse 2 that came with this iMac, because I hate Apple's mice with such a passion that it has been sitting in its little box with its keyboard cousin up until the point when I decided I should probably use it with my iPad. And it works pretty well, which is the first time I've actually said anything nice about Apple's mice.
Mice.
I hate Mises to pieces. Multi-touch gestures on Magic Keyboard for iPad and Magic Trackpad 2, which I'm also getting one of those, enable you to scroll, swipe between app spaces, go home, access app switcher, zoom in, out, tap to click, secondary click, right click, and swipe between pages. Multi-touch gestures on the Magic Mouse 2 enable you to scroll, secondary click, right click, and swipe between pages. And Warren, would you read that last bit?
Bugs and home improvements.
Yes.
No. This update also includes bug fixes and other improvements.
Well, of course it does. Who would have guessed that it didn't? And the last one that we have for tonight, I believe, I mean, there was one for tvOS as well, but didn't really make that much of a difference. WatchOS 6.2 introduces in-app purchases for Apple Watch apps, which could be a big deal. Fixes an issue where music playback could pause when switching from Wi-Fi to Bluetooth connectivity. The ECG app on the Apple Watch Series 4 or later, now available in Chile, New Zealand, and Turkey, and irregular heart rhythm notifications now available in Chile, New Zealand, and Turkey.
One thing I will say is the WatchOS is really, over the last few, they've really improved the speed of upgrading, because it always was a pain. It always would take forever to upgrade the watch.
You could do it right from the watch 6.2
is,
you can do it right from the watch now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was not aware of that.
Go in settings, on the watch, go to settings, general software update on the watch.
You kick it off.
Okay. And all together now, this update also includes bug fixes and other improvements. Yay! Thank God. Okay. Well, that's about all I got for tonight, other than to say
What about
thank
the
you to
hardware?
Warren.
Wait,
We talked about the hardware last week.
no,
Didn't we?
Well,
Yeah, we did.
Did
we
we?
talked.
can
We
talk
talked
about
about the
it again.
iPad. Yeah. Okay.
oh yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
we talked about it, but now I can say I
because
actually have.
you're the proud owner of a baby MacBook Air. You know,
I have a
you
new
tell us about it.
MacBook Air.
I got a
And
2018 MacBook Air.
I wonder how you got that.
I don't
Little
know.
birdie flew it over to you from Pennsylvania. Yes, Guy has my
From
old
Guatemala.
MacBook Air from Guatemala.
Yeah.
And he got it yesterday, and
Yep.
I missed that little guy already. But the new one's nice. It's nice. I mean, it's better than it's faster than the other one, and the keyboard's nicer. But for the most
Trade ya.
part, it's okay. Send me the other one
$4.
back. You know what? Send me the other one back first, and then I'll send you the new one. Okay?
Sure you will. Sure you will. That's how that works.
Oh boy! But I also got another toy. Hold on. You guys keep talking.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Tell Dave what the. Yeah, talk to Dave.
Did you get anything new lately, Dave?
Not hardware wise. Don't think so. No. I'm being good. You know, saving my pennies.
I finally have my two lights set up here in the house. But what I found was the cords for the lights weren't long enough to reach down to where my power conditioner was. So I was at where was I? At Micro Center, I think. And they had this like 5 foot long inch power strip that you could. It's a puppy. What a cute little puppy.
This is my new toy. This is Lola.
Look at
This is Lola, the puppy that we just adopted.
He's so cute.
And she loves us already. And
Of course she does. She's a puppy.
And she's a good girl.
Adorable.
And she's getting along pretty well.
Any accidents in the house?
She's been pretty good. We've had her for 2.5 days, and she only had one. So
That's not bad.
good. You want to say
Puppies.
Hi.
Don't eat the microphone. Warren eats the microphone.
At least I can hear her.
Tasty. Speak to the hand.
Oh,
Speak to the
okay.
hand.
Oh my God. Nice. Very nice. All right. Warren, if somebody wanted to contact you to tell you how cute your puppy is, how would they do it?
I'm not going anywhere. So I'm still locked in this house in Guatemala. And
Okay.
I other than that, we do In Touch with iOS with David Ginsburg, who's on the podcast now. And I am in the Mac to the Future Facebook group. And I do lots of fun things in there. So come join us. And what else do we do, Lola? That's about it. That's where we are.
Okay. And, where's my button? There's my button. Dave, how about you?
Yes, we do In Touch with iOS. It's at intouchwithios.com, and with my co-host Warren Sklar, having a lot of fun. And another episode will be recorded tomorrow, and more stuff to talk about, and having a lot of fun. I'm quarantined as well, so I've been spending a lot of time here in the house. And,
Yeah.
it's been a lot of fun. Need to get a little bit of air, but I try to at times. But got to have some nice weather too. But also lead the Apple user group, president of Suburban Chicago Apple users. We've had some contingency plans to play with there. We're gonna be doing some video webinars shortly using Zoom to set up the webinar piece for that. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes, and getting people to jump on doing it virtually as opposed to meetings. But hey, we want to be relevant, and we want people to still know we want to talk about stuff. So that's where we are right now with this world. Lots of virtual meetings. Then I'm on Twitter at DaveG65 if you catch me on Twitter.
And if you would like to help support the things that I do, which include this podcast or this live cast, you can buy me a coffee at coffee, ko-fi.com /MacParrot. You can do that Patreon thing, patreon.com/MacParrot. And look at this. Another comment from oh, come on. Oh, it's not going to come up until I go to everybody. Oh, you hold on. Here we go. Go here, and then I go bink. And there's the comment. That's yay! Amazing. So much better.
I'm going to work from home just because it works beats working virtual work. What?
Yeah, it does. Okay. And you can also help support me by leaving a donation at PayPal. You can PayPal me, paypal.me/MacParrot. My email address is guy@mymac.com. My Twitter addresses are MacParrot or VertShark. Of course, I do the MyMac.com podcast just about every single weekend with Mr. Gazmaz. The Mac to the Future livecast, of course. We have a YouTube channel over there that you can like, share, subscribe to. And let's see, what else? Also, on a very, very infrequent basis, Guy's Daily Drive. And it's been even more infrequent lately. Yeah. Oh, you're so bad. Why you treat me such? So that's going to about do it for tonight. Thank you to everyone who has downloaded and either watched or listened. There will be a audio version of this in the Guys Daily Drive feed, and you can find it there probably tomorrow or Friday, one of those days. So I guess that's going to about do it for tonight. We will catch you all next Wednesday night, hopefully, right here, assuming we're all still alive. And the Mac and Lola, of course. I don't know if Lola will be there, but maybe we'll be there. We'll see you all next week. Mac to the Future livecast. Go. Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Lola.
Bye, Lola. Woof.
Woof, woof.